Hey guys, it's Gabenator, and in today's video I will be covering the status of the Game Boy Advance in our current year 2021. The Game Boy Advance was made in 2001 and at the time it costed $100. The system had some launch titles when it was first released, and some of the titles were games such as Super Mario Advance, F-Zero, and Pitfall. But how well does it hold up today? Well, let's find out as I show you my opinions, thoughts, and some recommended games that I think still hold up today and are still enjoyable, even with their age. The Game Boy Advance had a unique look compared to the other ones because the other ones were just vertical rather than being horizontal. This form factor led to it being favorited by many fans because of the comfort it gave off. It really shows how nice of a feel it is to your hands once you try it for yourself. The screen itself is 240 by 160 pixels, which isn't that much in today's standards, but is still enjoyable to play on. With the new form factor that it had, Nintendo also had introduced the L and R buttons to the Game Boy line, which led games being able to have more functions with the added additions. Some of my favorite games for the system that I own so far are F-Zero, Golden Sun, Mario Kart, and Pokemon Ruby. There are also an interesting genre of games that are collections. I like the Pac-Man and the Namco collections because they add a lot more variety to the console's library. Now let's move on to some of my thoughts about the system and how it could have been improved. I don't think I would have changed anything about the form factor because I feel like it is very comfortable as it is and doesn't need to be fixed. The buttons and clicks are just fine too, nothing much I can say about that. But one of the big things that I would have changed about the system are the batteries. Batteries can be a big hassle with how they always need to be replaced and bought more of, so I feel like Nintendo could have solved this hassle with just a rechargeable battery like the Game Boy Advance SP's battery. But that is all I have to say about the thoughts I have with the Game Boy Advance. Now, let's move on to some of my recommended games that I think still hold up today and are worth playing even 20 years later. Let's start with my favorite RPG for the system. I know, that Minish Cap is a lot of people's favorite RPG for the system. And to be quite honest, I have not been able to play it yet. But from the RPGs that I have played, I would have to say that my favorite has to be Golden Sun. The main reasons I have is the graphics for when you are approaching the battle and also the story. I could easily sit on my butt playing this game for a solid 6 hours straight. It's kind of like a book. When you start reading it, it's kind of bland, but the deeper you go into it, the more you want to read. Same thing applies here. Now, my favorite platformer that I have for the system would have to be Super Mario World or Super Mario Advance 2. Ever since I touched a SNES controller, I instantly fell in love with it. So, when I saw that there was a port of Super Mario World on the Game Boy Advance, I instantly bought it. I probably have beat this game 76 times on this handheld alone, but at this point I can't even remember. Now, my favorite fun or random game on the system would have to be Warioware Inc. Trust me, if you find this at a store near you, buy it. You won't regret it. It has Wario starring in a lot of mini games, and there are different characters. As you beat them slowly, you start to unlock the other stages, and you can start playing on their own stages as well. If you ever get bored one day, pick up some WarioWare and you will be all good to go. With all of that being said, I would recommend the Game Boy Advance to anyone who is a retro game fanatic like myself and others. I really hope you will enjoy gaming on the system.